And I went through yesterday and pulled everything that we needed for this, for today. So this is just some red that I'm going to pop in there. And then I have some florals we're going to put in there. And the berries that we didn't use yesterday, we're going to put some of that. And then I have just small florals that I'm putting on the bottom. Then I have this. Yeah, I can't wait for it to come together. So these are the roses that I have. I have a bunch of these. And I wanted to make something that was different and be able to use it. So those are the roses. We're going to put this on there. And then I have these 3 ribbons. If you notice, these 2 are the same 2.5 inches, and then we're going to use that. And then I have this. So this, you can see it goes like this. So it's going to be interesting. All right, first thing I'm going to do, because the square frame, some of them you could stick directly into, but mine, you could stick directly into this, but I don't know if you can see. This one's different. It has, right here, it has metal. So what I have to do is go ahead and cut this and strap it to it. So let me see. Here's my scissors. So I'm just going to cut this. Actually, I'm gonna use this one. I want to use that for something else. I'm gonna use this one, and you can see it's foam. It's just floral foam. It's not the, so there's a difference between foam. There's this one for artificial flowers, and then there's another one. It looks greener like this. You can use that for fresh flowers. That's not it. You can use it for fresh flowers because you soak it and get it wet. So you'll have something to be able to, while you're going out there with the florals and everything, that you have something to absorb the water and keep the flowers fresh. So you use floral foam. So I see my my knife, and then I have this knife. You could use a regular knife, but then I have this foam knife that, see? This knife, look at the edges, look at the bottom. You could see it's a little bit different than a regular knife, but it cuts it really well. So what you want to do is, the way you cut it, the width, can't do anything about the length, right? So the way you cut it, I could cut it right here, but I'm not going to get much if I cut it right there. I'm not going to be able to put much florals and everything, right? I could cut it right here. I'm not going to be able to get much either. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Hold up 1 second. I am looking for, I don't see what I'm looking for. All right. Let's see what's on my phone. All right. Let's cut it. So I'm gonna cut it this way so I can get a lot of flowers in there. The more you cut it, the more you gotta fill it, right? Remember, it's not just here, here, here. Remember, when you're cutting it, keep that in mind. I want to be able to go ahead and put flowers in it. How many flowers do I want to put? A lot, more, a little bit. So you want to make sure that when you're doing this, that you know that it's I'm gonna cut it up right around there because I do want to put some florals in there. And that's it, right? Clean cut. I like this knife because I had another one that I kept on stopping, but this long one allows me to go straight through. So let's talk about tools. There's tools that you need. It costs you a lot of money sometimes just to be able to get these up and running, right? But you can go ahead and ensure that piece by piece you get it. Like this is not from the Dollar Tree. It is from a place that I get the floral supply store that is in my city. So you want to make sure that you get something like this. All right, I'm gonna put another one. So I'm gonna be able to use this, cut this into 3. There we go. These are my 2 blocks. So the first thing I want to make sure that I'm doing is like, where am I gonna put it? I've put it right here before, so I want to do something different this time. You can see right here. That's the middle. That's what I'm gonna do it at an angle. I'm gonna put it right here, and you go like, how is this on the wreath? Like, how am I going to put it on? It's 2 separate things. It's like literally. So you have the ties, zip ties. You have to use zip ties on this. Not using zip ties, you have to use long zip ties. Not using zip ties is just gonna make yourself more upset than anything else. So these zip ties are very long. Whatever, the doors are closed. The first thing you see when you get into that school, metal detectors. And then sometimes the transit cops will be upstairs searching our bags. So it was no running because they knew if you opened the door and you saw them and you walked back out, they got to talk to you. So guess what? We didn't have the knives and the stuff and all of that stuff going through because we had metal detectors since I was there in the 80s. Them metal detectors and the cops were searching us way back in the 80s. So going into school there, I remember one time, don't ask me how this happened. So here's what happens. In the metal detectors that we had, it was on a revolving. They didn't have enough people or budget or whatever. So they came to different schools at different times. Sometimes they wouldn't be at my school. And one day they didn't come to school. We just was able to walk in with our backpacks. And the lunchroom got shot up. I was like, thank God I don't take lunch. But the lunchroom got shot up. It was a rough time in there. But nobody got hurt. And just stupid idiot decided to rough up the lunchroom. It is what it is. But it's not the same, right? They were shooting at rival gangs and it was dumb stuff. So a lot of the people that I went to school with are either dead or in jail. Probably still in jail, right? We had a lot of drugs back then. You go to a party, the Maxima. I don't know if you guys know the old boxy square Maxima with the wood and all of that stuff. Every drug dealer seemed to have the same car. We had those, and then when we go to the club, they got on these thick sweaters, guys. So it's in the winter time. You have on, it's like these thick, when I tell you thick sweaters, all I'm doing is pushing these in and gluing them down. I put them in earlier where I wanted them to be, and I'm just gluing them down. Still gluing them down. I got one more section. And these guys will literally these guys will literally just walk around with these big chains. You know the chain. You see them on TV now, but they're Cuban links or different. These guys have big rope chains like, you know, Ron DMC. And they were light. They're not heavy. They have a lot of air you can hear. And the girls had the door knocker earrings. Some of them were real, some of them were fake. If you look at some of the people, especially the ones from New York, the ladies, their ears are torn. It's because somebody literally used to pass and just rip the earrings out of ladies' ears. So I didn't wear anything that big. It was just a lot of heaviness. But they would come outside and they would have those earrings. And in the summertime, the ladies would wear these tights. I used to just call them just crazy. they would have these tights on. And when I tell you the tights are just bright neon green, neon pink, oh my God. Let me tell you, just bright colors. That was it. I was like, did you pay for that? But they did. They actually paid for it, and that was their colors. So they went ahead, and that was their life. Back in New York as a child, as growing up in Brooklyn, it was fun. But then you also had to remember that there's not everyone wants to be successful. I remember one of my classmates. I can't even remember why. I just remember it happened. Near school, he literally had an argument or something with someone, and he ended up shooting that person. He probably out of jail by now because it's been a while. He ended up shooting that person, and then he left the country, but they caught him as he was going to the airport. So it was a rough time. You had to know who your friends are. Same thing here. There was a lot of shootings. There was a lot of drugs. We didn't have cell phones. We had beepers. And you do send all the nice little things on the beeper. It says with the code saying 411. You got codes. We had a lot of codes. If I send you this is when we meeting, what time we going. So I pretty much made it through. And you make it through New York, you can make it anywhere. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you make it through New York, you can make it anywhere. Because you had to make it through. It wasn't something that was given to you. You had to make it through that city. It looks like I'm missing a eucalyptus right here. So I'm just gonna cut this one. Now let me do these first. So